dropped a bag on a stock that was basically dead. Had the whole squad laughing, said I lost my head. My charts look cursed like a demon possessed it. Options down bad, but I still went and pressed it. Held through the dip like a drunk at a fight. Then that candle shot up like a thief in the night. Trade station froze, tried to block my trade. Called him up quick like run me my pay. Analyst said I was out of my mind. Now I'm buying out bars off a God-tier climb. They hedge, I bet, they sweat, I flex. Whole damn portfolio built off stress. Max out margin, I ain't had to say. If this trade goes wrong, I ain't paying my rent. Whiskey on my desk, charts looking like flames. If I blow this account, I'ma double down again. Then collectors knocking, told them buy the dip. If I lose it all, I'ma blame the Fed real quick. Risk to the moon, bring sales to the dirt. If I cash out now, then I never put in work. Took a YOLO on a ticker that ain't even make sense. Now I'm pouring champagne like it's common expense. Twitter said sell, but I bet against the herd. Now they hit my DMs trying to act like they learned. Turn my last 5 bills to a house-size stack. Now the same ones hating trying to piggyback. Told my landlord he can kiss my debt, cause I just bought the complex and raised his rent. Mad money moves, I ain't watching no Kramer. I see red, I go in like a Vegas hater. Risk it all, let the charts decide. If I win, then we up. If I lose, we ride. Maxed out margin, I ain't hedge a cent. If this trade goes wrong, I ain't paying my rent. Whiskey on my desk, charts looking like flames. If I blow this account, I'ma double down again. Debt collectors knocking, told them buy the dip. If I lose it all, I'ma blame the Fed real quick. Risk to the moon, bring sales to the dirt. If I cash out now, then I never put in work. I could've been wrecked, I could've been gone. Instead I'm at the top and I'm taxing the throne. Broker hit my line like, boy, you a menace. Told him send the wire, then I blew it in minutes. Stupid. Dumbest trades keep paying my bills. If risk had a god, then I'm in his will. Told my girl I retire in June. Now it's looking like I might just buy the moon. Went from ramen packs to filet mignon. All from playing this game so wrong. Maxed out margin, I ain't hedge a cent. If this trade goes wrong, I ain't paying my rent. Whiskey on my desk, charts looking like flames. If I blow this account, I'ma double down again. Debt collectors knocking, told them buy the dip. If I lose it all, I'ma blame the Fed real quick. Risk to the moon, bring sales to the dirt. If I cash out now, then I never put in work.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where I'm Matt, your Kohrs, and together we are the show, and we're going to have a little bit of fun in the sun in the world's largest casino today. It is a beautiful Tuesday, February the 25th, and let's see if we could keep the streak alive. Friday, crushed it. Monday, crushed it. Today, let's see what's going on. Let's see if we could go for the turkey. Let's see if we could go for the three-peat. I do have on my lucky Mr. Rogers cardigan. We're going to keep it calm. We're going to keep it cool. We're going to keep it relaxed. And hopefully we're going to keep it in the green. So I have a lot to chit-chat about this morning. And really what I want to do in today's show is give you guys right off the bat a viable trading strategy that you can not only use for today, but you could use for the remainder of your trading career. So I'm going to do my normal prep work of, okay, the hot political news, the hot economic, monetary policy, stock market news, but then I want to spend most of this pre-market show really getting you guys prepped up to understand the math, stats, and figures of one of the easiest trading strategies out there. So I hope that sounds good to everyone. I hope you're cool with that. I do appreciate you guys joining me so early in the morning. I hope you're ready for another fun day in the world's largest casino. And I basically hope you're able to rock it. Matt's a star and Caleb Hammer. Dude, so some people sent me that clip, and it is funny because the guy, for those of you who don't know, Caleb Hammer is a large kind of like interviewer in the finance space where he talks to people about their debt and proper money management. And he had on this couple, and the one guy was just saying, like, he made a reference to used to watch a guy in the AMC days, and I believe the wife or the girlfriend or whoever she was, she's like, oh, he was so annoying. And then the guy's like, yeah, like Caleb's like, yeah, I've never heard of him. And then the guy being interviewed, who, let's be honest, had horrible finances, was like, yeah, I don't think he ever became anything. So here we are. We are the nothing show, the becoming nothing show. I honestly feel like he might have been speaking a little bit too much with my vice principal for middle school after I heard that, but a little bit of a dagger in the heart. But don't you worry, we will be back. So before we get rocking with everything, quickly, a shout out to today's stream sponsor. I'm talking about Rumble Premium. So especially people watching on Premium Rumble right now, get yourself Rumble Premium. So first of all, right off the get-go, you're going to be getting a better viewing experience. You're going to go ad-free. That's awesome. When it comes to me in my life, whenever I see ads, whatever option I have to get out of it, I'm going to do that. But on top of it, though, the way Rumble as a company has approached it, you're going to get even extra content. So right now, Steven Crowder, Dr. Disrespect, and more creators are starting to do Rumble Premium exclusive content. Of course, when you're in chat, you're going to get special badges. But most importantly, this is a direct way to support a company that has really been leading the charge for defending free speech, not just in the US, but globally. So I just wanted to shout out to them. Use that code Kohrs, KOHRS10, to get $10 off an annual plan. Direct support of the company. You get a lot of cool things with it. And obviously, we know Rumble, it's in a very, very serious fight day in and day out. They're just in the trenches of fighting big tech and various governments. I feel like every single time I go on the internet, they're kind of taking on another government that is attempting to squash free speech in one way or another. So this is your direct support of the fight for free speech. Like I said, you get a lot of cool things with it. And also, just a little side note here, if you happen to be a trader or investor of Rumble, this is a direct way to support that investment. So like I said, check out Rumble Premium. Go to rumblepremium.com/premium/Kohrs10, or when you're checking out, just use that code Kohrs10, KOHRS10, to save yourself a little bit there. So check that out, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. And with that being said, let's take a little looky-see at the market. Stock futures fall after S&P 500 posts 3-day losing streak. You know, when I was looking at it, it actually wasn't that bad, but Bitcoin was getting beat up. Bitcoin drops to a 3-month low below 90,000 in a risk-off move. Let's look at the damage. Right now, the SPY was pretty bad around 6 in the morning. So was the Qs, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. We've been bouncing since then, and now we're just kind of hanging out right at the closing value from yesterday. So really not that much of a move. But what I do find concerning is in the top right of your screen, volatility. VIX is the volatility of the S&P 500. Remember, it commonly moves inversely to the S&P 500, as in the opposite direction. See how steady this is holding? This thing is just putting in higher highs, higher lows, which most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time means that the SPY is putting in lower highs and lower lows. So I wanted to point that out to you. Not really necessarily the most optimistic setup you would want to see in the bull camp, but if you're in the bear camp, you're very much liking this setup. And then yes, Bitcoin in the bottom right of your screen, it is just below 89,000 right now. Not looking so good. It's just been vomiting. And hey, for all those of you in the Discord right now, the Goonie Trading Discord, you absolutely know that this is paying, because I, as of yesterday, am swinging a sizable position against Coinbase. So as Bitcoin's going down, coin seems to be going down. That one should be paying very nicely. So what's all the hubbub about? U.S. refuses to blame Russia for Ukraine war in extraordinary break with allies. U.S.-Russia agree first time in the UN Security Council war vote. G7 fails to issue joint statement amid U.S. opposition. That's a crazy headline to wake up to. Once again, the U.S. refuses to blame Russia for Ukraine war. So that's causing the whole political world to kind of go upside down, topsy-turvy. Trump says planned tariffs on Canada and Mexico going forward. So this was breaking news as of yesterday afternoon. Senior U.S. officials say reciprocal tariff plan moving ahead. Trump has threatened sweeping levies on trading partners. So once again, we know we've been in this rhetoric of the trade war, tariffs. They at one point were trying to frame it as a drug war, but we know what it is. And right now, There was a little bit of quietness. Like at first, this is what was moving the market really at the end of January, start of February. Then we had like a week of a break, and now it's picking back up of, okay, they're running out of time, and these decisions effectively have to be made by next week. So this is going to be big news right now. It's also going to be big news next week. So definitely pay attention to anything related to tariffs. How big, how small, who's it going to be impacting? That was some news as of yesterday. Obviously, in the short term, quite a bit of uncertainty. Remember, the market hates uncertainty. And then that leads us to what we're seeing more in the semiconductor space, the processing chips. Trump team seeks to toughen Biden's chip controls over China. U.S., Dutch, Japanese officials meet about chip gear maintenance. Trump team eyeing more NVIDIA curbs Chinese company sanctions. So directly the most negative for NVIDIA. And I just want to remind you, they have earnings coming up tomorrow after the market closes right here, NVIDIA, right after the market closes. So this is really where the fun on the week's going to get going. I know last Friday was absolutely bonkers. Yesterday, we played it perfectly. We knew that there was going to be still some bearishness in the system. I actually think today and tomorrow, on a relative basis to yesterday and to the remainder of the week, will still be a bit quiet. I'll show you the expected range on the day, and it's still large. Like, we're still going to get moves in the day, but I'm not expecting like an absurdly large move day. Of course, it could happen, but I think the odds of that happening are much more likely later on this week. And the reasoning for that is that's when we get all the big major macroeconomic events. So today at 10 a.m., we're going to have a little bit of craziness in the market. We get the consumer confidence report. This is impactful in the short term. In a couple minutes, in the couple minutes of the announcement, you'll see a pop or a drop. That's very, very common. But it's not going to be as impactful as like the GDP report or the CPI or the PCE or retail sales even. So that's coming out at 10 a.m. today. But as I alluded to, the big stuff is coming down later this week. On Thursday, we're going to get the GDP report an hour before the market opens. And then on Friday, we're going to get the PCE report, which is, according to the Fed, the most important, the most weighted measure of inflation, coming out an hour before the market opens on Friday. So basically, the way it goes is, yesterday was kind of like the day after, just because Friday was so bad. Monday's the next trading session. So a day after, like, people are kind of confused. And then Wednesday after the market closes, we have NVIDIA. Then we have GDP. Then we have PCE. And that's why, yes, I'm expecting moves today and tomorrow. But I think on a relative basis, Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be a little bit more calm relative to the other 3 days of the week. Very quickly, just because we were talking about earnings, I want to talk about what came out this morning. Home Depot and Krispy Kreme. Just so you know, after the market closes today, Kava, AMC, Lucid, Lowe's tomorrow morning. But I think obviously the big one of the week is NVIDIA. And I know some of you are paying attention to Salesforce, C3 AI, and Snowflake. So I just wanted to quickly call those out. But back to what came out this morning. Home Depot earnings beat Wall Street estimates as retailer breaks comparable sales losing streak. Let's actually see how Home Depot is doing this morning right now. Slightly green. It's up $1.84 after having almost a perfect shoulder. So this thing might keep going down. Watch that snap, a 380. Krispy Kreme, not necessarily one of my favorite stocks, but definitely one of my favorite companies. Krispy Kreme sees higher sales after cyber attack dents quarterly results. When I saw this, I know not many of you are trading Krispy Kreme, so you might be thinking, why is Matt even bringing this up? Who in their right mind would have a cyber attack on Krispy Kreme? I get it when you're hacking these crypto firms and stuff like that, but why do our hackers not have anything better in their life? Like, why would they be attacking such an important American staple? I just don't understand it. Just really going after Krispy Kreme. I mean, I just think there's a certain moral line that hackers shouldn't cross, and this is one of them. Anyway, the company is also targeting adjusted earnings of 4 cents to 8 cents a share in 2025. So for those of you who don't know, Krispy Kreme actually went bankrupt back in 2015, I want to say, somewhere around there. Sometime when I was in college, it went bankrupt, so it was pretty crazy. But now it's back trading on the public market, and apparently it is the victim of a cyber attack, which I just find completely inappropriate. So that's what you need to know. Now let me get you really prepared for some actual active trading today. And just to prove this is a little proof of concept. Monday, February 24th, I made $5,750 by selling premium. Of course, I had many other trades, but the premium I sold right here, I sold the 6,015 calls, and then it was a call credit spread, so I had to have the hedge. And right here, I sold them at 230. They all decayed down to zero, so I made $5,750. This trade, this is poorly named, but I'm calling it the daily range strategy. And it's as basic as this. I want to give you the exact setup. So even without me, it's this whole concept of like teach a man to fish and he can fish forever instead of giving him a fish, like that type of a situation. So please just give me a couple minutes of your time to show you the exact stats, facts, and figures of this exact trade, because it's something that any of you watching right now could easily replicate. So coming into the day yesterday, an hour before the market opened, and also in the update videos, I let everyone know, hey, there's basically a 96% chance that we are going to be touching Friday's low in Monday's trading session. So the day after, i.e. yesterday, Monday, there was almost a 96% chance that we would be taking out Friday's low. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I had a little bit of just that bearish bias because of this stat. But if you were using that, you're going to realize right here, what I have on the screen right now is Friday's high, Friday's low, and Friday's close. So the green is Friday's high, the red is Friday's low, and the white is Friday's close. You're going to notice that it only took about 28 minutes, 23 minutes, it didn't even take 30 minutes for us to take out the low. So even though we opened up higher, we quickly shot for that low. So basically the prediction that I made on Twitter and in the update video, that quickly came to fruition. I was like, okay, we're going to make a new low. And in fact, it happened so quickly that I didn't take advantage of that trade, at least in the options market. So I had to wait for something else. And then this is exactly where I want to give you a specific trade. You're also going to notice that not only at market open yesterday did we take out this closing value of 6,013.12, but we also took out the low value of 6,008 and some change. Right here in this first half hour, we took that out. Now that's interesting, because as soon as you take out a higher low, you start to really understand what might be going on that day. So shout out to Edgeful. Check them out. You can get a free membership. You can get a free 1-week trial. I cannot stress that enough. Let me switch this up so you guys can see it right here. Start a free trial. Everything I'm showing you, you can use right now for free. Check out what's pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. So just in case I don't explain something properly, or if I go over it too quickly, you can use this yourself for free. Check out what's pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. And what I'm looking at, once again, if you're just trying to follow along, is go to the strategy that's referred to as previous day's range. So previous day's range is very interesting, and they have some nice graphics for it. But basically, it's telling you what happens if you break above the previous high or break above the previous low, which obviously right here, we're looking at what happens when you break below the previous low. That's exactly what we did at market open yesterday. And really what I'm trying to set you up for is it might be happening again today. So anyway, yesterday, coming into the day, I was already bearish because of the one stat, but I missed that trade in the options market. So I was looking for another trade, and then that brought me to here. So what happens when you break the previous day's low? Low broken. Well, there's a 78% chance, and this is with respect to SPY. Of course, you could check it out on whatever you want, but there's a 78% chance, basically a 4 in 5 chance, almost a 4 in 5 chance that you will close red, as in close below the previous low. So to put that another way, the second that the market broke below 6,008, at that moment, we had a 78% chance, based on how the market has played out historically, that we would be closing the market somewhere below 6,013. It doesn't matter if it's 6,012, doesn't matter if it's 5,012, but we know that there is a 78% chance, a 4 in 5 shot that we will conclude the day below 6,012. And obviously you could see that we did, but let me take it to the next level. So as soon as we break down, of course, you could trade that trade. That's like more than acceptable if that's how you want to play it on the breakdown. You're like, nope, I want to sell premium at this particular value, which the closest strike would be 6,015 for those of you engaging in a call credit spread. But if you're like me and maybe you missed the morning session, you might have noticed that the market bounced all the way back. And this is really, really interesting. So I'm throwing this out there as a new trade opportunity to all of you, is upon breaking one of the extremes, in this situation, we're talking about the previous low, but another situation could be the previous high. If the price reverts all the way back to the closing value, like we're testing right here from going from red to green or vice versa, green to red. But my point is that we're trading at the closing value. Well, if you sell premium, especially a credit spread of any sort, it could be a call credit spread or put credit spread. If you're doing it at the money, it's effectively 50-50 risk. So if you're engaging in SPY, you're going to be going for 50 cents, risking 50 cents. If you're engaging in SPX for a one lot, it's spread by 5. So you're either going for $250 and you're risking $250. It's basically a 50-50 risk reward. And I know listening to that, you might be thinking, okay, that's effectively flipping a coin. Yeah, and it would be because you're doing it right at the money. But remember, we know the odds are actually greater. So think about this. Think about playing a game. Every time you flip a quarter, that when you are right, you're actually going to get paid more. It's an imbalance. Even though your odds are going to be 50-50 of when you hit or don't, like, okay, you're going to be right every other one, but the payout is actually going to be better because you know that the odds are higher. So imagine if you were engaging in a game, and these are just crude examples, but just to like really drive home the point. Imagine you were playing a game against a friend where you're flipping a quarter, and every time you were right, your friend paid you $2, but every time your friend was right, you only paid your friend $1. So obviously, even though you know you're only going to be right about 50% of the time, you know in the long run, you're going to be right. And that's exactly what I'm trying to bring to your attention here is even if you sell credit spreads at these key levels, whether a put credit spread or call credit spread, of course you have to like play it accordingly in this situation because you're breaking down, you'd want to do calls. In the opposite situation, if you're breaking out and then it comes back, you'd want to do puts. What's interesting about it is even though you're taking on a 50-50 risk reward, you know you have a 28% edge. So if you do that type of trading time and time again with proper sizing, that's a net profitable strategy right there. Right there, that is a net profitable strategy because you have a 28% edge. What's being offered to you financially is 50-50. Of like, okay, you're going to put up $1 to lose $1, but you know that your odds are actually better because even though you're getting paid off as it's a 50-50 bet, you actually have 28% edge on top of that. So once again, if you do this time and time again, obviously, 22% of the time, it's not going to work for you. We know that's the other leftover 22. So this is not something that you'd want to go all in. And really, there's no trading strategy that you'd want to go all in all the time because eventually variance is going to come for you and you're going to blow out your account. But if, like I said, if you do it with proper bet sizing and you're actually trading with expected value, positive EV is what it's going to be referred to in the world of gambling. This is a positive EV bet. And if you're taking positive EV bets, EV, expected value, if you're taking positive expected EV values, bets all the time, that is how you become a profitable trader. And that's exactly what I did in my own account. As I showed you here, I posted this yesterday. So here's what happened. Let me see it. I'll show you the exact trade. You can see that I sold the 6,015 call. And the reason I did that is because even when it broke down, I felt like I missed it. Then price action started to bounce. And even though the market was giving me a 50-50 payoff, I knew I had an edge because of this exact stat. And then obviously it worked out beautifully and it made me about $5,750. So the reason I'm bringing this to your attention right now is because there's a very, very real chance that this play exactly repeats once again today. Now, will it hit again today? I have absolutely no idea, but I can tell you that the setup is seemingly repeating. So on the screen at this moment, and we have about 6 minutes till the market opens. Right now on the screen, I marked out yesterday's high, I marked out yesterday's low, and I marked out yesterday's close. So what this is telling us is if we break the low value right here at 5,977, if we break that low value, then there is a 78% chance that we will close the day out somewhere below 5,983. And then conversely, if we break above 6,043, then there is a 76% chance that we will close the day somewhere above 5983. So we're either looking for the break above and the close above, or the break below and the close below. Now, some of these trades are actually difficult to play in a linear fashion, as in if you're long premium or actually playing futures contract, because I'm just saying closing below or above. It could be 1 cent or it could be $100. We're just saying it's kind of like a binary result. Either you're above or below. It doesn't really matter how much, which is why, in my personal opinion, it sets itself up a little bit better just to be in the world of selling premium, specifically credit spreads. If you're breaking below, you want to be engaging in call credit spreads. If you're breaking above, you want to be engaging in put credit spreads. If you don't know what those are, yeah, they're all over the internet. Feel free to check them out. There's many videos, but that's just one of the many ways you could use this. So just to clarify, like I said, shout out to Edgeful. If you want to check it out, there is a free trial pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. This is just one of many strategies that they have. And while we're here, I might as well just remind you of the seasonality of what is going on. So over the past 5 years, I just want to do maximum time. Remember, we're clearly in a bearish seasonal period. In fact, we are in one of the 3 most bearish weeks of the entire calendar year, at least based on the data over the past 5 years. So please remember that coming into today's trading session. And then also, just to give you the individual seasonality, that is in the newsletter, mattkohrs.locals.com. Obviously, I break down the previous week. I give you all the earnings for the upcoming week, all the major macroeconomic events. So for today, Tuesday, February the 25th, we get the consumer confidence number at 10 a.m. And then Barkin will be speaking at 1 p.m. today. Tomorrow, there's not really much scheduled, but tomorrow does get exciting after the market closes, because that's when Nvidia reports. And then Thursday, we have a ton of things going on. Friday, we have a ton of things going on. But most valuable, in my opinion, for this newsletter is the seasonality of each individual trading day. And you can see right here, Tuesday, February the 25th, the bulls do win it 52% of the time, but when the bears win it, they win it at greater size. So that's why the seasonality of today is leaning bearish. And right here's a look at the hypothetical equity curve you would have if you bought at open, sold at close on the S&P 500 futures market. For about 20 years, it did slightly favor the bulls, but in about the past 7, it more so started favoring the bears. So really, ever since the 2020s, this particular day has gone from being a bullish day to more so of a seasonally bearish day. So I just wanted to share that with all of you. And just so you know, tomorrow is definitely more bullish. And then Thursday and Friday. Friday is actually the most bearish day of this entire week from a seasonal perspective. Remember, whether it's Edgeful or seasonality or any of this stuff, none of it's ever a guarantee. It's just the odds of the situation. So just because something has high odds or low odds, nothing's ever guaranteed. It's just more so of you kind of know what's going on in the given situation. So I'm very excited to see how this one plays out today. And I wanted to explain that without all the key option levels on the chart, because I just didn't want to confuse anyone. But with that being said, I did write down all the key option levels that we should be paying attention to. And right out of the gate, I do know that this is going to be an important one right here. It's kind of in this range of right between 5995 and 6,000 flat. Obviously, key technical level, key psychological level, happens to also be a key options level. It's this 5-point range, so I'm just going to cut that in half. This is an important one to the upside as we come out. And then to the downside, I cannot stress this enough, we have 2 very important levels. Very important levels according to the options market, 5975 and 5950. I mean, I could show you how much action's been happening at those, but these are going to be very important downside levels. And let me actually show you what's going on there. So this is the current open interest. You can see 5995, 5975 and 5950. These are, and I also want to point out that right now the open interest is being dominated by puts for the 0 DTE. So that's a little bit bearish, but anyway, you could see the spikes of where people are playing. The open interest changed from last night until this morning. You can see there's a lot of action at the 6,000, a lot of action at the 5975, and a lot of action at the 5950. In terms of the volume from last night till now, 5920 is going to be a big one. So that would be more of a reach target. And then 5,900 is becoming a huge one. And then if you just want to see if they're buying premium or selling premium, it gets a little bit funky. You can see that there's a lot of sold premium at 5,970, which is interesting because if these players get blown out, that means that the players who are long the 5,950s, they're really going to get paid. So this is how I basically came up with the levels that I'm watching. But first upside target is a key technical, key psychological level, and it's more of this 5-point region right below 6,000. So I'm watching that 5,975. If this does not hold, I think we could have a peak all the way 5,950. Now, I should let you know, just in case this happens after stream, the next level would be 5,920. I think the odds of that are low today just because we don't have that much going on, but I just wanted to call it out regardless. And then on the flip side, if we do get above 6,000 today and we hold it, my next upside target, the next structuring we see is around 6,020. So these are all the key levels, putting various option things together, putting various technical things together, putting various psychological things together. So that's what we have going on today. And on that note, dingity ding ding ding, the world's largest casino is now open. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. Let's get going. Dingity ding ding ding. All right, let's get up coin. Let's get up Nvidia. I've been watching those guys for just to see what in the world happens. So the Qs have basically already taken out the low. The SPY hasn't. The SPY opened in the red zone, pushing green right now. Little bit of a fight out of the gate. Remember, if it's your first time watching the show, I think it's best to just chill for those first couple minutes. I don't think you have to do anything too crazy. I think you could easily wait those first 5, 10, 20 minutes, see which way the trend is like really developing, and then just play with that. The market's going to be here. It's far better to miss a trade than it is to force a trade that you shouldn't have been in to begin with. So just wanted to share all that. Right now, let me switch over to what we have going on Spot Gamma. They called out the 6,000. They're calling out the 5,885, and they're calling out the 5,940. Those are all going to be key levels to pay attention to. Right now, I have the 5-second chart on for just the delta movement, so we just have to wait for more time to develop. I see Tesla's getting sold out of the gate. I see coin was getting sold, then it randomly popped. I see Nvidia did pop. Now it's giving it back. But once again, we're not even 2 full minutes into the day. So at this point, the data doesn't really mean the most to me. I see Nvidia is getting hit right now. I see SPY. Okay, so shout out to Edgewell. Once again, you can get these stats, facts, and figures for free, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. But the reason I'm calling it out is because we just hit the low value. We just hit it. Did we hit it exactly? Yes, we hit it exactly. So technically, we should wait for it to be broken, not tying it. So, I mean, if you look at this, we hit 596.49 exactly. So what I'm looking for is 596.48. And in the event that that happens, then there is a 78% chance, a 4 in 5 shot that we close somewhere below 597.2 today. Doesn't matter if we're above or below. As soon as we break this, those are the odds of the situation. So is that a guarantee? No, but it is a great odd situation that you could easily create a trading strategy around. What is actually happening with the SPY right now? It puked for the first 2 minutes, and now we're getting a pop. Nvidia is not looking so good. Coin is down right now. What is going on today, Tonto? What in the world is going on? All right. Well, we're going to wait for the market to open. I haven't done anything yet, just to show you my accounts and whatnot. You can see I'm perfectly flat over here. Haven't done anything. I need to trade my 2 batches a little bit differently because these guys right here only need like $100 more. While these ones, I'm just trading for as much money as I could possibly get. So I'm going to be trading in 2 different styles today on all of those accounts. Obviously, I have all of my my options accounts as well. Let's go into public. Let's see how all this stuff is looking early this morning. Well, the graph is weird, but I'm up 6K. So the graph hasn't updated, but I could see, well, up 5K. So I'm liking that very nicely in the green. So just waiting. Patience. Looking for that nice play. I see the SPY is a bit stronger than tech. Coin is somehow going up. I don't know how. While Nvidia is getting hit. Remember, we covered the news of Trump is considering increasing the curbs against Nvidia. So that is something that definitely might be reflected in their earnings after the market closes tomorrow. Remember, in terms of macroeconomic announcements, the big show starts on Thursday with the GDP report and durable goods. And then on Friday, we get the inflation report. The SPY is in the green. The SPY is trying to go green. The NASDAQ, the tech sector, is confidently in the red. Let's take a look at the daily chart just to see really what's going on here. SPY daily. All right, almost took out the low. We don't quite need this. We don't quite need this. But what we do need is, all right, things are slow. It's just loading. But anyway, you could see blow off top. We're breaking the 50 EMA. We broke some important support. The longer it stays below 597, it really is increasing the chances of us going to 594. The NASDAQ also looking brutal. Lower highs, lower lows, taking out the recent support. I mean, geez, we might be talking about 515. Totally possible. So we're going to wait to see how that all plays out. Coin, not looking good. Lower highs, breaking all those flags. There's a downside gap fill to 197. NVIDIA putting in a lower high, heading into earnings, but lower highs, lower lows. Breaking one support. The next support is at 125. Tesla is actually turning south again. It has a deep downside gap to 256, but my first level would be 309. There's quite a bit of option structuring around 320 on this, which is not that far away. Palantir slightly red after getting absolutely brutalized. Microsoft also looking pretty weak. Meta is continuing its trip to the downside. Apple is green. Apple's like the one strong one that we've been tracking lately. So hats off to Apple. Dude, VIX is hanging out. The VIX is hanging out at, let's go to the 10 minute on the VIX. Let's go to the 3 minute on the VIX. The VIX is hanging out at 19 now. That's crazy. NVIDIA showing some weakness. Here's the options flow on NVIDIA. It's actually kind of to the upside. Mag 7 kind of grinding to the upside, but nothing crazy. While the SPY was weak, then crazy strong. This had to be some sort of buy program. What was that? It was calls being bought and puts being closed out. So it was the double doozy there on the delta going positive. Then it faded it all back, and now it's picking up once again. So kind of a messy opening. I wouldn't say it's the cleanest opening we've ever had. The 5 minute and the 10 minute on the S&P 500 are bullish. 30 minute and 4 hour are bearish. The 5 minute is testing on NQ. The 10 minute is testing. The 30 minute and the 4 hour are also bearish. So from a price action standpoint, a little bit indecisive. From a delta flow standpoint, I would say slightly actually favoring the bull camp this morning. But remember, these are the key levels worthwhile to watch. We know we have resistance. We know we have support. This is important resistance. This is important support. I'm kind of waiting for one of these key levels to either react to that or for us to have a legitimate break. What time is it? What time is it? All right. Oh, shit. I didn't do the right strategy. I was supposed to go to TPT. Oh, what am I at? 53. All right. Like I said, I have to trade them in two different tranches. Well, this isn't right at all. How did I mess this up? All right. Let's just do none. I messed up. Like I said, I'm getting all sorts of out of whack this morning. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put that to 300. All right, so these ones got locked in. So I just needed that to hit. So these accounts, basically they were still in the eval stage. So these all hit. So I'm good to go over there. There's no point in me over trading them because I already made the money I need to make. So they're passed. I just need to trade 2 more days and then I'll have more of those accounts to trade. So now I'm just kind of focusing on the Apex ones, which just broke in my favor. All right, let's move our risk down a little bit. All right, I am in. We got that trend line breakdown. I'm in at 48. All right, now I'm back to where I should be. All right, now we can breathe a sigh of relief. I know what's going on. We're paying attention. It is 9:39, a little bit early. I like this breakdown that we had. Obviously, it went my way at first, and now we're quickly going back, actually very quickly going back. Damn, maybe I should have kept that first profit target. Watching for a VWAP rejection. Hang on. Is the options market just ripping against me? It is not. And neither is the SPY. What do we have going on here? I have my risk set, but I'm a little confused about this strength and price right here because the NASDAQ is getting clobbered, the MAG 7 is getting clobbered, and the SPY clearly started to tilt to the downside at 933. So I guess I'm trading against that trend, but this is bearish, 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 bearish. So all four of these are bearish. These two are bearish. The 5 minute, the SPY is slightly bullish. I still like the trade. I guess I'm a little bit uneasy with how big of a pop this was right here, but we'll see. We'll see. I see the VIX is holding 19, which is giving me a little bit of hope. I see the coin is starting to turn, which I anticipated to happen. So here, as I'm already back in the green right there, so a little bit of a fake out pop. Like I said, I already locked in some of these right here, 250, 250, 250, 250, 250. So like I said, all these accounts are now passed. And what I'm really trying to do is manage these 20 accounts, which side note, I did request $2,000 from all 20 accounts after the market closed yesterday. Right now, they were pending under review. So I'm waiting on that. Waiting on that. Let's see what we can do today. All right, let's see if we're going to get a little bit of a breakdown. I'm just playing off the key levels. I'm playing off what I believe to be solid risk to reward. I'm watching this trend line on the S&P 500 potentially get snapped. Remember, as soon as we see 596.48, that's exactly what will be triggering that edgeful play. So if you want to, and I should also clarify, they have a ton of, like I was just looking at the previous day's range report. They have so many, like these are all the different types of reports and breakdowns that you could do. There's quite a bit in here. It's definitely an awesome tool. These are some of my favorites. I don't think it's necessarily the end all be all, but I really like to look at the gap fill stuff, the seasonality stuff, previous days range, previous weeks range. Really, really enjoy those. For those of you who are more so of like directional players, like linear players, not selling premium but buying premium or playing on the futures market, you might want to be looking at the opening range and initial balance breakout. Those are some pretty interesting stats as well. But really, I'm bringing this up because if we dip down to 596.48, that's exactly what would be triggering the previous day's range. And let me just switch it over to this, and let's look at the last 3 years worth of data. This is just so easy to use. It's so easy to use. And as soon as this loads, you'll see that it's a 78% chance. 78% chance. Coin a little bit of a pop. Here's the current flow. NASDAQ down, bouncing a little bit. MAG 7 just down, down, down. S&P 500 popped, gave it back, now just kind of flat. So that's all the data we have as of now. The 5 minute and the 10 minute on the S&P 500 might be breaking their EMA cloud. It's already all bearish on the NASDAQ. Bearish, 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 bearish. While we're at that test point. We're at a key test point right now on the S&P 500. 30 minute and 4 hour are clearly bearish, but we're looking at more of the shorter time frame. My position is obviously cooking, and what I need to do is better respect my risk. I need a little bit more of a push. I want to see a push to 300, maybe even 310, somewhere in this zone on the bottom of your screen to move my stop to break even so I have a riskless play. That's really what I'm interested in doing this morning is getting in where I just have a freebie play. Maybe it knocks me out for zero, or maybe I catch a big runner and I make another good gain. That's what I would love to happen. But regardless, if you're risking nothing, who cares? It's a free lottery ticket. Why not play the lottery if it's a free lottery ticket? So I'm watching this closely. I can't quite move it yet. Not quite. Come on. I just need an additional push here. The SPY is starting to turn pretty notably right here. SPY getting clocked, which means my ooh, look at that. 11K and cooking on the swing options. 11K and cooking. Come on. Keep it going. Keep it going, Tonto. Coin, there's that downside gap fill to 197.50. We're about to see this, which is going to trigger the edge full right here. As soon as we see a fresh low, or yeah, technically it is because it's the same level, but really, as soon as it's about to happen, as soon as we see 596.48 or worse, as in lower, which is about to happen, there we go. Now we can confidently say there's a 78% chance, a 4 in 5 shot that we will be closing today somewhere below 597.21. There's a basically 4 out of 5 times that this situation has happened, we've closed below the previous close, and 1 in 5, we've actually closed above it. So we're calling out in real time as we have over the past how many ever days, but we're doing it. We're crushing it, dude. We've been on a heater lately. We really, really have. The past couple days, dude, I've been reading this market, this price action, better than I could read a freaking book. Oh, I would love to move my stop to break even on this futures play. Mag 7 getting hit. NASDAQ, a little bit of a pop after getting hit. And the SPY vomiting, a little bit of a pop right here. I really want to move this stop to break even. It's just a little too close right now. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. The vol's so high. The vol's so high. Oh, what do I want to do? I really was looking for 21,300 to get snapped. It only hit 306 though. So on the snap of 300, my plan was to move my stop to break even. Oh man, why couldn't it have just given me that extra 6.5 points? Come on. Just snap 300. All I want to do is move my stop to break even. So I take all my risk off the table. Come on. Just give me a little bit of a puke. Let's get into a classic Matt Kohrs riskless trade. Those are the best situations to be in. Just when you're like, hey, maybe it's zero, whatever, didn't cost you anything. But every once in a while, you catch that big, great white and you're able to ride it and make an absolute killing. And that's what I want. Come on. There we, almost. Here we go. No, don't do me dirty like that. We see the SPY's getting hit again. NASDAQ's getting hit again. Mag 7 is continuing to get hit. Coin and NVIDIA are looking pretty rough. VIX is making a move up to 20. Watch the VIX level. I think it snapped. All right, cool. Look at free play. Riskless. He does it again. Maybe I make money. Worst case scenario, I am break even. My stop is set to 0. And if it runs, it runs. If it doesn't run, it doesn't run. I mean, I don't know what the market has for it. All I can tell you is I'm up 20K and counting. Maybe it gets better. Maybe it gets worse. All I can tell you is I took all my risk off the table. I promise you this. As a trader, if you become hell-bent on focusing on your risk, you're going to be so much better off. And now we're just letting it play. I'm hoping it doesn't bounce here. This is a common level for it to bounce, a 2 standard deviation move off the VWAP here. So kind of watching this. I arbitrarily had this profit target in. It's at 2K. If it vomits more, I'm going to take it. So that's not necessarily my profit target, but if it somehow flushes there when I'm not paying attention, I'm by no means going to be upset about it. I mean, hell, that's a $40,000 gain across all the accounts. Let's see what we have going on. VIX is picking up. NVIDIA is getting hit. All right, we're going to set that there. We're going for a little bit of a reach target. So that's there. I don't need to mess with it. What I really want to do is move the stop down, just my protective stop, just to get it more and more in profit. So right now it's at break even. But if we can get this vomit here, I'll be able to move my stop to right on top of this shelf and then play off of that. SPY, we broke that. We covered those odd stats, facts, and figures. NVIDIA's getting hit. Coin is getting hit. Dude, this must be paying. Ooh, 15K and counting. Folks, this is why you got to get your butt in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you're missing out on a potential 17,000. Ask anyone in the Discord. These were all called out in real time. No ifs, ands, or buts, all the trades, whether they're a winning trade, losing trade, I'm as transparent as I can be. And if you think I could be more transparent, please let me know how. But beyond giving out the password to my login, I show every single trade. When I'm buying, what I'm selling, the fills, whether it's good or bad, does not matter. I call it out beforehand, and then you guys get to see how it plays out in real time. But remember, you can join up with the Discord for free. Just use that code Goonie. It's all in the description of the video. And why you should do it? Well, you're basically missing out on this opportunity to make $17,000, no less the 20K I'm currently up here, and I guess just everything else going on in the world right now. Dude, all right, where are we at these levels? We snap this level. If it does not quickly, dude, I'm telling you guys this, look at, we bounce basically at 75, we tap 75, we bounce. How does he do this? How am I calling out these levels so perfectly? Folks, it's as easy as just reading the options chain. That's how you do it. How did I know bounce, break is important, leaning all the way down here? How did I know all this? Because these are the key levels. It's not hocus pocus. It's not gut feel. It's as basic as just reading what's going on in the options chain. As soon as you learn not only the options chain, but the impacts of gamma, vega, vanna, charm, all that, that's how you start to get to be able to read these levels. And then you pair that together with some stats that you can learn of how the market has historically played out. That's when you start really cooking with Crisco. Wow, we are vomiting. We are vomit. Hang on. Let me do a quick update. All right, Meg. I gotta text my producer. Dude, this is crushing. This is crushing. 20K and counting, folks. In the past week, I am up $59,000. How insane is that? In 1 week, making like double what I used to as a job. That's disgusting. That'll make a grown man vomit. It'll make a grown man vomit. Oh, we're puking. We're going for it, Tonto. We're going 2K and count. Dude, am I going to do the three-peat? The three-peat? And what I mean by three-peat is I've made 60K on Friday, 60K on Monday. Can he go for another 60K today? Can he go for the turkey, folks? Can he do it? Can he do it? Come on. Let's see if we could bag the turkey. All right, we bounce off a 20. Can he do it? Just made 35% trading with you, Matt. Congrats, Drew. Imagine how much more you're going to be up when you join the Discord. Move the stop. I can't go more than 3K because of the consistency rules related to this stuff. So I have to cap myself at a certain level, and that certain level is 3K. So I can't really go more. I do believe it's going to keep going, though. And the reason I believe it's going to keep going is because SPX hasn't hit this level yet. So, like, to clarify, I do, if this gets hit, I think there's actually more. It's just because of the consistency rules related to this stuff. So I just want to clarify that. Like, if this is hit, I think there's more of a downside. And once again, to clarify why I think there's more of a downside, well, because I think there's another 7-point sell-off in SPX. So it's just, I have to be mindful of the consistency rules. So the max I can make for the current state of my account is 3K per account, which is exactly why I have this marked out at 3K. And actually, just for safety purposes, I'm moving my stop. So no matter what, I'm either making 1,000 or I'm making 3,000 per account. So I'm either making 20K overall or I'm making 60K overall. That's how we're going. That's how we're doing it. Come on. Give me the fill. Come down to me. VIX is breaking out. VIX is breaking out. The VIX is on the move, making a new high. That is not so bueno for the market. A little bit of a reversionary pop. Ooh, the only thing I'm not stoked about is consumer confidence is coming out at 10 a.m. I would love to be out of this trade by 10 a.m. I would love to be out of this trade by 10 a.m. Come on. Give me the fill before 10. Give me the fill before 10. I just don't want to mess around with that volatility that we're going to get. We're actually getting a little bit of a tiny bounce right now. Come on. Bring it back down. Bring it back down. For those of you who are curious, here's a look at the flow. NASDAQ just started to bounce, but overall getting beat up. The MAG 7 still pretty low. Little bit of a price bounce, but options are not bouncing. The SPY is bouncing like crazy. Look at all those puts being covered. Puts are being like, this is not bulls stepping into the market, to clarify. This is people taking their profits a little early at the 5,955 for some reason. Shit. That's messing me up. That's messing up my trade. All right. I need to read the vibes here. Just come right back down. Just get smacked. I might close it a little early. Obviously, I'm stoked. No matter how it goes, I'm stoked because I'm at minimum making 20K. But it's more of, do I just want to take it now or do I think this is going to get snapped? What are we going to do? I do want to clarify, this pop is not from people buying calls. It's from people monetizing their puts. So they're removing negative delta from the system, which is tantamount to adding positive delta, but it is not bullish aggression. Shit. We're about, yeah, fuck. Out. Took it early. I'm not liking the recovery of this, and I'm about 4 minutes out. It just didn't hit the extreme. I thought we had another 5 points in it. We didn't. I'm seeing this pop, and this is freaking me out a little bit of how much this delta just popped out of nowhere. I do think this falls back over, but dude, I'm when you're already up 20K, like, you know, when you're already up over 20K, I'm not going to be complaining about it whatsoever. So there was a little bit, basically, here's the full trade. I could have been a little bit more timely with the exit right here. I could have got out at 56 if I wanted to. I wanted to give it a shot to die, and it obviously just didn't die. So it happens, but I went short there, collected there. I was a little late on the exit. I was trying to give it a moment to breathe, but I still think it was a smart cover. I mean, hell, what's the actual number there? $24,000 in profit. So not complaining whatsoever. That's the game of trading. Sometimes you catch a runner, and sometimes it bounces right before you need it to. It is what it is. That'll do. So I guess I could take advantage. Like I said, I just want to wait for this announcement to come out. As I alluded to, like, I want to be out of this before the announcement because, 50% chance it breaks my way and I make a bunch of money. There's also a chance it gets like completely reverted. And even this, the VIX just took a big hit. So I just need to wait, be patient. Just got to wait. Just got to be a bit patient. We are how much out? We're a minute and 45 out from this announcement. So I'm just going to be chilling like a villain until that comes out, actually. Surprised we bounced at 55. I do think there's, like I said, a decent shot of going down to 50. I do. Here's a look at the flow. Everything caught a little bit of a pop right at, the MAG 7 didn't. NASDAQ caught a little bit of a pop. The SPY caught a little bit of a pop, but all that stuff is being faded. It wasn't people buying calls. It was people monetizing their longer duration puts. Actually, some 0DT puts too. But now everything's going flat going into this meeting. So we just got to wait. Patience. VIX is picking up. Let me get some of this stuff ready. Options. All right, let's see how this goes. Man, the VIX is really picking up right now. Really picking up. All right, how much longer do we have? 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Let's see how this goes. Buckle up, Tonto, because we're going to have a little bit of craziness. 10 seconds out. 10 seconds out. 10 seconds out. And we're off. Which way is it going to go? And down, up, down. We're breaking down. Mag 7, a little bit of a puke. NASDAQ, a little bit of a puke. SPY, a little bit of a puke. All right, we'll see how this one goes. We'll see how this one goes. Where is the Discord? I'm really looking for this 50 level. Really, 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 really. Come on, 7 points. Oh, there, that's cracking. Well, that's an easy way to make 3.2K. Do we hit it? Almost. Almost. Tap it. Boom. Wait, there we go. Well, I don't know what the math was. I just got out of it. How much should I make on that? It says I think I made about 4. I think that was a quick 4K trade right down to this level. Not a bad day. I did that in one of my random accounts. What did I actually get in at? What did I actually get out at? Orders. Let's do the math on this. All right, so I got in at 10. I got out at 10:01. So I was in for a minute and 10 seconds. So I was in for 70 seconds. In 1 minute, just over 1 minute, I made, what was that? About 4K, just under 4K, about 3.8. So I got in at just past 10, 23 seconds past the hour. I got out at 10:01:31. So in a 70-second trade, I was in at 24.50, out at 29.45. That's about 500 each. About just under 494, and then I had 5 of them. So yeah, made just under 4K in 70 seconds worth of work. Think about how disgusting that is in the world of trading. The world of trading is beyond disgusting, folks. 70-second trade. 70-second trade to make 4K. Disgusting. Makes me want to vomit. VIX is still picking up. Coin's getting hit. Nvidia's getting hit. 20. Oh my fucking. That's disgusting. That is just 29,000. How is this real? How is this legal? How are you allowed to be this smart and read the market so perfectly and make so much fucking money in a day? How is that like? People like me should not be allowed in public. It's just not fair. 30K and counting. It's truly not fair what this noggin does. And I'm released in the public with everyone else. Literally just I'm out there. I'm in the wild. I'm with you guys. It's insane. They should just have me in a cage somewhere. 30K and counting there. Whatever I made here, 24,000 there. Obviously, it would have hit if I held through that. I pretty much top ticked it, but honestly, I don't think it was worth the risk. Is this still going to go? I could have re-entered Yeah, right when I took those puts, a good re-entry I feel like would have been right around 10 here. This break, oh, that would have been a beautiful entry. Right there, right in this mess, right around, oh, that would have been so nice. You're short at 31, you're already up 50 points, you'd be up another $1,000. Oh, it'd be so beautiful. That was a good trade right there. If you were trading NASDAQ and you took that breakdown, well-defined risk, you're trading with the trend. Obviously, the report broke in your favor. This breakdown, like this mess up right here, maybe right at, it tried to pop, it failed right here around 33, 35. Man, you rode that. Oh, so nice. So nice. Quality. Oh, 32 and counting. How bad is this getting, folks? How bad is this getting? Ouch. But guess what? Is anyone in chat whatsoever at all, one iota, surprised that we are reacting to the level that I perfectly called out? Because if you are surprised that we came right to here, you shouldn't be. Oh, and just so you know, the next level is here. It's actually kind of far away. If we do get hit again, it could be bad. Mag 7's falling. NASDAQ's falling. SPY's falling. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Dude, 219%, 82%, 66%, 59%. 1 week change, up 70 grand in 1 week. That's disgusting. That shouldn't be allowed. Multiples of what I used to make working, like my first job ever, multiples of that in 1 week. Money's crazy, man. It really, really is. It fucks with you. Dude, all the summers growing up, I remember working for $4 or $5 cash an hour to throw hay bales in a hot ass allergy-ridden hay mound for 10 hours a day. I'd get $50 at the end of the day. They did give me lunch though. It's probably where I learned most of my Spanish. But just to think, I made $50 a day from hardcore physical labor. Dude, my forearms were all ripped up. I had all the hay in my nose. It's hot. You're sweating. You're drenched. And that was $50 a day. And I just, in 70 seconds, made $4 grand. It fucks with you. It really does. It really, it screws with you. Matt, what are you doing with all this money? I keep buying my cat new toys. I just bought her one of those running wheels that she doesn't know how to use. But basically, I just give it to my cat. I don't know. Nothing useful. Because, you kind of have to build up a buffer because you know the bad beats are coming. So to be real, of course, I'm stoked about all this money right now, and it's working out super, super well. And honestly, this might kind of be it on the day. This might be the level, just to clarify. But it doesn't always go like this. So you need to have these types of situations because there's going to be days where I go on bad runs and I lose 5K. Before you know it, you lose 30, 40, 50K. I've already had a 50K losing day this year. So as much I guess on a moment of being real, when you make this type of stuff, as a trader, it's not that far away to have those other inverse days where everything goes awry. So the whole goal here is to identify situations like this where your odds are more favorable of making this type of money. And then when things are not good, and my biggest downfall as a trader is when things go awry, I try to quickly make it back and fix my problem. And generally, I'm just digging myself deeper and deeper and deeper in a hole. So what do I do with this money? I leave it in the account because I count on these big gains to be offsetting the losses I know I'm inevitably going to have in the future. And the whole goal here is to when you notice that you're doing well and you're crushing it, you want to put your pedal to the metal. That's why I doubled up on one of these positions right before close. And right here, I'm up $27,000, $28,000 on Coinbase. And I had doubled this position right before the market closed. But what do I do with the money? I need to keep it because I know there's going to be situations where I'm reading everything wrong. This type of trading, you can't do it nonstop. It's impossible to do it nonstop. You're going to have good periods. You're going to have bad periods. If you're a trader for any amount of time, you know, when the sun shines, you got to make hay. You really got to push it. You got to make your money, because when the sun's down, it can get dark, it can get cold, and it could suck for quite a while. So you have to, it's a balancing act. Do I wish I could trade like this all the time? Of course I can. But right now, with the heightened volatility, I am good at trading in these events where VIX is picking up. If you were to look at my trading journal, you'd be like, oh, wow, what's with all these clusters of profits? My clusters of profits are when the VIX is picking up. When VIX is picking up, I can crush it. Crush it, crush it, crush it. But unfortunately, we're not always in the environment of vol rising. Sometimes vol's coming down, and I could do all right in those. I get really messed up when vol is just going sideways. When vol is going sideways, I just get completely clobbered. Didn't you lose 400K last week? I think it was 2 weeks ago, and that was in this account, and I'm still down. My futures accounts, their equity high was 95,000, so I'm still down from there. But granted, I already took out 2,000 from each account, and I requested for another 2,000 to be taken out, but that was in my futures account. So these are still up. They started with 50K, so I'm still up $500,000 on these after taking out 200K. So they're right now in the accounts, they're up $500,000. I've already taken out 200. So these are up $700,000 like net. But yeah, obviously you're right. Like they were up more. I'm not hiding that. It just sucks. Like, and that's what I'm talking about. Is like when you go on tilt, like things can get bad, and they could get bad very, 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 very quickly. Very quickly. Oh, Mag 7. Hang on, I'm trying to decide if I want to take this or not. We're flirting with this breakdown level. We're just getting pinned to 59.50. Once again, key options level. But I'm wondering, because if it does break, if it breaks, that's a beautiful play. The next thing I see stopping it is at 59.20. I'm trying to decide if I actually want it or not. I'm trying to decide if I want to play this or not, or if I just want to call it a day, because as you can probably tell from my voice, I am not necessarily feeling the best. I'm not necessarily feeling the best. So 98. Hang on. I might just be like, yo, it is what it is. Like, I don't really need to force anything here. I don't really need to force anything. What was this? Oh, brother. Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. All right, if you're in the Discord, I just posted that. Oh, okay, so we know Edgeful, that's playing out beautifully. We know Coinbase is doing its thing. I don't really need that up right here. 15 seconds. I don't know. It looks like shit's getting clocked. Dude, why do I keep messing this up? I need to get on. It's like the wrong order. I created that new order. Can I just delete that actually? I don't need this one anymore. Remove it. It's just messing me up too much. Let's go to the 500 tick. Oh, dude, there's too many things on my screen right now. All right, we'll remove that. We don't need an OCO. All right, what am I in at? I'm in at 75. Let's just see. Let's put the extreme down here at 1,100. And I'm going to see if I could follow this trend just in case there is a breakdown. Obviously, if it goes back, I'm just playing with some of the house's money today. So I think, in my opinion, it's a worthwhile risk. But if I am fortunate enough to catch this vomit, it could pay very, very nicely. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Man, the VIX is really picking up. really picking up. All right, let's see. Do I want to chart options? I'm trying to see if I want to sell any premium here. Trying to decide. Trying to well, this puke would have been made way easier if it just kept going for me. VIX is picking up. What time is it? 10:15. What time did we actually bottom out yesterday? It bounced around 11 was when it got going there. All right. We threw on one more fun play just to see what the hell happens today. Just to see what the hell happens. All right. I'm taking a quick screenshot if you're in the Discord so you could see that. Did I do it right? Okay, I did. Tesla alert. Is Tesla breaking down? I got the old Tesla alert. Yes, it is very much breaking down. Damn, I wish I held those puts. So it broke that 320 support. It's at the next low. You do have this next support at 275. Below that, you're talking 255 on Tesla. Jeez, that's getting bad. Let's go to the 1 minute here. Let's size this up. All right. We don't quite need this level anymore. We also don't quite need that level at this moment. I could always repaint them. But the fact that we snapped 50, I'm really surprised we're not seeing a bit of a stronger move down to 5920. Nasdaq is still puking. Mag 7 is still puking. SPY, What do we have going on? Oh, messy. And I'm not talking about the soccer player. So the people aren't aggressively buying puts. Interesting. All right. Well, how's mine looking? All right. Obviously, we're going to take all risk off the table. Riskless trade number 2 of the day. 1800. 1800 divided by 20. That's 90 points. Minus 174.5. All right, I need this to hit my 3K. That's the extent I could go for. But if it does bounce quickly out of here, unlike last time, I'm going to be quicker to react. In fact, let me go up to the 100. It's taking a second to load. Needs to think. Come on. Bring me to the promised land. Bring me to the promised land. Here we go. Show me that Yahtzee. Show me the Yahtzee. What do we get? We hit 88. My max is 84. Come on. Don't make me close it early. Bring it down. Don't do this to me. Come on. 86. There we go. 60K locked in, 3K times 20. Read them and weep. 60K there, another 1K there. So that's 60. Actually, what was this total? 60,690. So 60,000, 61,000 trading futures. Obviously, you guys saw this trade that I already made. I already made 4K, and I'm up another trade right now, which I'm just doing a little bit of premium selling. So that one's already up another 500. And then what's really, really fun is my swing account, which has just been three-peat, 39K and counting. 39K and counting. Bearish. Like I said, my next key level is 5,920. And if that doesn't hold, your next level is 5,900 flat. If this level doesn't hold, but there is a decent chance of a bounce off of it right here. You can see some people sold premium at 25, but 900 is even bigger. You can see we broke that, 5,900. There's not really much in terms of the open interest change, 5,900, 5,900, yeah. So watch 20 or 25, and then if this doesn't hold, then you're watching 5,900. It's that simple, folks. It's that simple. It's that simple. Folks, remember, I am more than happy to explain to you my thought process and how I approach the market. You can join the Discord for free. I know I see a lot of questions about it right now. It is in the description of the video. My mod will put it in chat. Join Locals for free, become a supporter, and Locals is how you get into the Discord. So as soon as you enter this promo code Goonie for free, your first month's free. Test it out for a month. Remember, it can take up to a day to process your account. So if you don't get immediate access, generally most people get processed within an hour. But if you're joining and right away you're not getting access, just give it an hour. Trust me, just give it an hour. And if you have an issue, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to assist. But here's what's going to happen. You can become a supporter for free on Locals. As soon as you do that, you're going to see a giant Goonie button here. You can click on that to get into the Discord, or you could go to the second pinned message and follow the link right here. Now, remember, it says right here, it could take up to 24 hours to process your account. Generally, everyone's processed within 1 hour. So like I said, if you're not initially connected right away within the first hour, don't freak out. Just give it at least 1 hour. And like I said, if you have any issues, reach out to me, MMK147 on Discord, or email me, media@MatthewKohrs.com, and I will personally help you with getting connected. And then as soon as you get in there, you're going to realize there's a whole group of awesome people, awesome traders, bouncing ideas off of each other, helping each other. They talk about day trading. They talk about swing trading, buying premium, selling premium. They talk about prop trading and futures. They're like, whatever type of trading you're most interested in, there's most likely a sub pod within the community of people that you're really you're going to be able to find and like talk with and bounce ideas off of. So highly recommend it. And like I said, there is no harm to you. Like there, bouncing off of 22. How does he call out these reversion points? How does he do it? Nvidia bouncing a little bit. Coin. I need coin to just keep dying. What I need coin to do really is go to that downside gap fill. That's going to be a bagger, brother. That's going to be a bagger. 197.25. That's what we're looking for. 197.25. The downside gap fill to Tuesday the 5th. What a vomit. Nvidia is getting clocked. That's at its support of 125. Tesla's getting clocked. I should have held those puts. Palantir is getting clocked. Microsoft, Meta. Dude, I had Meta puts too. As much money as I'm making, I really fumbled some of this. I had Tesla puts. I had Meta puts. And I gave them up too easily. Too easily. Amazon's getting cracked. Dude, things are looking brutal. There's nothing like good. Like Apple looks all right. Bitcoin is down at 86. This is brutal. Brutal. Dude, Tesla might be going for 300. Nvidia. Coin. Jesus. Wow. Wow. Wowzers. Well, good time to hit my stride. I have to pay taxes soon, so I'm not going to be complaining about that. I at least have some money to pay my tax bill. Watch 5920. Next level is 5,900. I really don't. I mean, it could happen. And at that point, you'd be watching last. Is this a gap fill or is this last week's low? I do have the next level laid out. What is it? Oh, there's a downside gap fill to 5871. So in the event that 5920 doesn't hold, then you're watching 5,900. In the event that 5,900 doesn't hold, then you're watching 5872, which is a downside gap fill, which if we hit that level, I would not mind locking in some of these tendies. I mean, 33K, 7.8, 5.9, 5.4 coins playing out perfectly. Dude, this is getting fucking clobbered today. And it's not even 10:30. Wow. Really interested in what the boys in the lab cook up tonight after close, dude. I'm sure they'll have something interesting. Is this the bounce point? Coin smash, dude. Everything's just getting annihilated. VIX hitting an intraday high of 21.28. Mag 7 flow still pretty bad. Nasdaq starting to bounce right there at 10.21. SPY also getting a little bit of a bounce at 10.21. 10.21. Little bit of relief. Might lead to something, might not. All I could tell you is we got very, very close to that target level. Very, very close. Bounced about 1 to 2 points early. Which, remember, when you come to these levels, don't look for it to be an exact thing, as in like, oh, it exactly has to hit it. It's kind of like when you're within that range, because that's how people play. They play within the range, not the exact level. So I'm watching this just because I know 5,920, 5,925, this range, this 5-point range, we have some positioning, but there is going to be even bigger positioning at 5,900. So kind of watching to see how that plays out. Brutal. All right. Well, while we're waiting to see if this bloody mess is going to get worse or not, any questions, comments, concerns right now? What's on everyone's mind? Do you have questions about Edgeful? Do you have questions about the Discord? Do you have questions about reading the options flow, the option chain? What's on everyone's mind? Can I assist you guys in any way? Can I add additional clarification on anything I've said to, I don't know, maybe I said something that's like confusing or some shit like that. Thoughts on crypto? Well, we know that it's just a risk on asset, so it's going to be highly correlated with the SPY and the Qs. And right now the SPY and the Qs are going down, so crypto is going to go down. The only crypto really worthwhile playing is Bitcoin. I truly believe if you're playing dumb shit, I don't even have it up anymore, but shit like Ripple, there's no point. Like, it's just dog shit. Like, it's just it's apps. This, mark my words, this will somehow end all the way back down here. All the way back down where the scene of the crime, right where it started popping. Given enough time, mark my words, Ripple's coming all the way back down to right where it started. It's just trash. It really is. Now, as a trade, that's awesome because you could play the upside, you could play the downside. It has great range. So as a trader, it's great. As an investor, the only crypto I really care about is Bitcoin. The only one. Call credit spread on SPY yesterday is low. Thank you. Dustin, crushing it. Congrats, man. Is it locals going to the wayside? I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean the wayside? What is your initial capital investment in each Apex account, not monthly fee? In total, these Apex accounts, all 20 of them in total, I only spent $2.7 thousand for all of it, to take the test, to pass the test, and to upgrade them. And from there, I have no monthly fee, zero. So my entire capital investment in all of Apex right here was maybe 2.4. It was either 2.4 thousand or 2.7. It was one of those two numbers. It's either 2,400 or 2,700. And that's it. That was it. I paid that and I pay nothing. And now I've requested and already been approved and received the money for $200,000 in payouts. And I just requested yesterday for another 40,000, obviously bringing my total to 240,000, which would be what, a 10,000% return. That's how it, yeah. So I pay no monthly fee. I paid a one-time fee for all this stuff, and it was either 2.4 or 2.7. Option, opinion on a rum situation. Bongino, what is the current short analysis? Well, the short analysis would just be that Bongino adds a lot of money to the bottom line. So with him leaving, that's not so good. But you never know who's, like, when there's an opening like that, people are going to replace it. I mean, Crowder is there, Quartering is there, Tim Pool's there. So it's more of a question of who's going to replace that. But yeah, in the short term, I'm not surprised that Rumble's getting hit. Well, first of all, the overall market's getting hit. But yeah, I mean, the guy's the biggest podcaster in the world. So when you lose that revenue source, yeah, it's not going to be so bueno. But I do believe like there's just going to be other quality content creators who end up just like garnering that audience is how I predict it going out. How do the 20 accounts work? Is it actually 20 accounts or 20 positions in one account? Sounds complicated. It's not. It's 20 accounts, and you can have the same positions in each one or different positions in each one. But it's not hard. It's just 20 accounts. Give an overview of what the Apex trade is. That would take a little bit more detail. I kind of go into more detail that in the Discord, but the TLDR is like, I'm just trading with the trend of the day. I'm attempting to scalp trade with the trend of the day. And I define the trend of the day by looking at price action. Well, I start with sentiment, then I go to price action, then I look at options flow. What level does the SPY turn bearish on the macro? Well, I think that's kind of in the eyes of the beholder. I don't think it's like a particular definition. The only definition is like there are clear-cut definitions, like as in percentage drops of market crash, market sell-off, maybe not sell-off. I think market crash actually has a technical definition, but so does a bear market. So like those ones, like, I don't know. Like what I'm trying to say is a lot of people throw around the term. So some people you might hear, oh, bear market, bull market, and they might be like, you might say intraday, this is bearish or something like that. But an actual bear market does have like a true definition. And so does, there's something with like the triggers, the trigger, like the market crash triggers, the circuit breaker triggers is what I'm referring to. Is there any way I can look at the options flow for free? No quality service that like it's such useful information and it's expensive information. They're not going to give it out for free. What the hell is Locals? I have to join that in order to get to Discord. Yep. Locals is just the payment processor that like is wrapped around Discord. Yeah. So like you create a Locals account. That's the payment processor and the account management. And then as soon as you're good to go there, that's just how you get into the Discord. Matt, when you get $1 million profit, you should go for $100,000 accounts. Why? I mean, if I do that, the accounts themselves will already be at 100K. Yeah, gold's ripping. Is this about to get clocked again? Yep, we're right at the next level. Is no one like, look at how this played out. I called these levels out to you before the market opened. You guys have to appreciate that. We came right to the first level, bounce. We came to it, bounce, broke down, came right down to the second level, consolidation, vomit to the second level, consolidation. From here, we either bounce back up to the next one, 5,950, or we vomit down to 5,900. This is like, no one's going to give out options flow and options data for free for two reasons. First of all, it's expensive for them to buy, so they have to generate some sort of revenue off of it because they have large data bills. And second of all, it's so useful that like, why would you just give it away for free? Like it doesn't, they know how people are using it. And if people are using it to, I don't know, make $39,000 in a day, they're not going to be like, yeah, we're just going to give it away for free, especially when they have a bill. Like it doesn't really make business sense. How can you trade options on SPX with little money? Well, what do you mean by little money? I think it would be very, very difficult to trade SPX options, even if you were doing spreads for less than like $5,000. So I mean, I think little money from me to like Ken Griffin is two very, very different things. I think we have very different opinions of what little money is. But I think it would be very difficult to trade SPX options or even NDX options for like below 5K. And even then, it's tough. Trading below PDT is a very difficult thing. It's a very, very difficult thing. Who mows your nose hairs? Piper. That's Piper's job. Of course, that's Piper's job. Vol is coming down a little bit after hitting a new high of 21.38. VIX is taking a bit of a breather. Coin's bouncing a little bit as well. He is leaving, replacement to be named maybe today. Yeah, so you're talking about Bongino. Of course, as a pure revenue standpoint, initially it's going to be a hit to Rumble. I think that's pretty evident. But I'm confident that just other creators who are somewhat similar are going to take over. Like the viewers still want that type of content. And I think that audience that has been following him is going to end up getting like that information and those takes from just other creators who are already there. So I really don't think it's going to be that big of a hit, but we're going to find out not at this earnings report, but at the next earnings report. What would my last dinner be? Texas Roadhouse. No questions asked. Yeah, you could trade. So for whoever asked about trading SPX, you could trade XSP, which is the same thing, but a tenth of the cost. How long did it take you to be a profitable trader? I suppose it depends with what, because I've had I started off actually with binary options, and that took me only a couple months, but then I'm pretty sure binary options became like illegal or something. I have no idea what's going on with binary options these days. So it started there. Then I got into futures and I was really, really bad at futures. And then I didn't really get profitable until I started doing systematic futures trading. Stock trading, I've never really, I guess I tried penny stocks for a second and I never got profitable there. I think penny stock trading, the only real advantage is to be a person who goes short. I would never be buying penny stocks. Trust me, I've done it for like 2 years of my life. I really, really think it's almost impossible to be in the long term a successful penny stock trader if you're going long. Going short is a completely different story. Options took me a bit longer, and then I got a lot of assistance by like just learning more about tracking options flow and selling premium. I think selling premium was like the game-changing thing for me. But like, I guess the way I'm answering this is because like each thing has its own like little nuances. So are you profitable or not? Well, it depends on what thing. I mean, I try new strategies out now that are not profitable. So like in that particular effort, it's not like good. But then there's things that I'm getting a little bit more accustomed to. Like let's take the most recent thing, Apex. You saw that it took me about 6 months of like hardcore day in and day out, no questions asked, studying, researching, backtesting. It took me more than 6 months to even like get a first real legitimate payout on Apex, like where I could do things consistently. So that is futures trading, but it's a type of futures trading that I wasn't really used to. So there was definitely a learning curve to that. But I mean, if you were watching from December of 23 to like the summer of 24, it was like boom or bust. I was either working or it wasn't working, and that like took a lot of effort. And now I'm a bit more consistent with it. But even on that note, 2 weeks ago, I lost $400,000 doing it. So like, I mean, the accounts are still in profit. So I guess by definition, that's profitable. But there's still like missteps. So I think when you answer it, you have to answer it more for like what specific thing are you doing? If you're talking about it as stock investing, I've been profitable in stock investing since day one because I just bought the overall market and put money into it and just let it sit and sit and sit. remember, I maybe this isn't 100% true, but it probably is. The shorter your duration of a trade, the more difficult it becomes. So long duration stuff, like I'm investing in whatever, SPY or Microsoft or Apple for the next decade, to pick out quality companies that are going to grow over the next decade, not that hard. To be a consistently profitable scalp trader, pretty difficult. The shorter the time frame, I believe difficulty levels go up. What's your retirement number? I don't really have a retirement number because I'm a person who just like, I need to do something. So I don't think that there's like a day in my life that I quote unquote just like enjoy my golden years or enjoy my retirement or something. I feel like I'm a person I'm always going to keep doing something just because I don't know. I have too much energy. I'm too on all the time. I cannot sit still. I'm not a person who can just like sit around and do nothing. I feel like you've come a long way since GME and AMC. I have in terms of content creation, but not so much my framework of the market. If you look at those videos, of course it was exciting, but like I was always trying to sneak in actual information. And what was so fascinating about specifically the AMC community, and I see this with the XRP community, is they don't want actual fact. They just want people to tell them that they're right, which is like one of the things that I disdain the most about the AMC community is they only wanted information that made them feel better. And I see that with the XRP community as well, and seeing how the AMC community like played out and imploded, and the company is eventually probably going to go to bankruptcy. I assume it's going to be the same end for XRP. It is interesting on this side of the camera to see the different groups, and there's certain groups who like AMC and XRP. They're like, nope, just tell me what I want to hear, and I don't want any bad news. And then you have other communities, like a lot with like the overall market, like people actively trading SPY and Qs off levels, who they're much more interested in like the actual like numbers. I'm like, no, like they're kind of more into the quantitative stuff of like, what are the odds? What are the stats? What are the figures? And then when it comes to individual equities, it is interesting to see the different communities. Like Palantir obviously has a large community, a very supportive community. I mean, I'm in Palantir. I love it as a long-term investment, but as the short-term traders on it right now are like, they're like losing their mind. They're absolutely losing their mind over this whole ordeal. So it's just interesting of how like each sub tribe definitely has like its own things going on. Speaking of AMC, you snuck in a cooking with Christina today. Speaking of the AMC area, you snuck in I have no idea what you're talking about. Having your home paid for and really no bills is the life. Well, I rent, so I have no home to pay for at this moment. What's your take on XRP? It's a horrible investment. I think it's a good active trade because it has good range, it has good movement. So if you want to use something like perp contracts or something and get some leverage to the long side, to the short side, have at it. Use basic trend following. But as an investment, if you think XRP is a good quality investment, you're actually retarded. Like the people who think XRP is an investment, it's not. Like the best investment thesis is that XRP was the OG meme coin, and you think that the OG meme coin is going to survive the test of time. But if you think it's like some legitimate business prospect, you're actually dumb, like legitimately dumb. If you were a person you're like, I love XRP because it's the best meme coin out there, okay, yeah, that's open to interpretation. If you like it because you think it's a great active trade to the upside, to the downside, hey, have at it. But if you're like, nope, I'm putting it in here because it is the future of sending money across borders for currency transactions, no, you're actually just retarded. Like actually just retarded. I thought it was Doge. Well, no, I think XRP has a better case. I mean, XRP was made before Doge. So like that's why it's kind of like the OG meme coin, except for people who are trading XRP, they don't want to admit it's a meme coin, even though it is a meme coin. How do I feel about AMC? AMC, I mean, I like it. I like the movies. I know that it employs a lot of people. I wish it would survive, but I think the current leadership team is unfortunately signing its death certificate. I really do. I think given enough time, if the current leadership team stays in control at AMC, I think it's just time is ticking down, and before it goes bankrupt, and then someone's going to buy it for pennies on the dollar. At that point, all the people who have been quote unquote diamond handing AMC are going to learn brutal lessons about priority tables, because the company is going to be taken over by the bondholders, and the equity holders are going to get fuck all. And then they're going to scream about it and scream crime and deceit and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to learn brutal, brutal lessons about the priority table. Brutal lessons about the priority table. XRP is it's not a meme coin. Nope, it's a meme coin. And if you think it's anything else, you're fucking stupid. Is it true that XRP is using Japan? What does that have to do with making an investment? There's rumors of people using it, but we also have stable coins. People need to understand that XRP has no security. There's no proof of work. There's no proof of stake. XRP, or Ripple, called up a bunch of friends and said, hey, could you validate this for us? And they're like, yeah, sure, we'll do it. There's no incentive for them to be honest. They can flood the market whenever they want. I believe Ripple as a company owns, 60% of the supply? So they can dilute it whenever they want. They can alter the code. How crazy is this? The code of XRP can be altered by Ripple at any point. No one can stop them. They can literally change the tokenomics of it whenever the fuck they want. And people are like, yeah, dude, this is it. Who would ever want to be doing big money transactions in a thing that by definition could just be changed by like a board at any time? Like, it's so fucking wild that people are falling for it. I love how salty Matt has gotten since the AMC days. I don't think it's salty. I think it's just being honest. I think in the AMC days where I was trying to figure out who I was as a creator, I was really, really I was nervous about upsetting anyone, because it was pretty evident that the AMC community, they only wanted people who like always agreed with them. And I was like, oh shit, that's kind of crazy. But there was no room for naysayers. There was no room for people thinking on their own. There was no room for dissent. So when I started content creation, I didn't want to rock the boat because I didn't know if it was appropriate to rock the boat. And then seeing how that played out and seeing how the blind led the blind, and like there was motherfuckers like Trey who like people followed and thought he knew something about the market. I was like, okay, so like what's more immoral, hurting someone's feelings or attempting to protect people from like blowing out their life savings? So I think I had a big learning moment where like, no, you should just be honest. And right now with XRP, like just call retarded people retarded. Well, if it was back in the AMC days, I would be like, oh, okay, like you might think that way, like best of luck. And I would move on, not appreciating the fact that there's thousands of other people listening. So like it is important for me to say like how I actually feel, not always just saying the positive things, but also shining a light on the negative things. So like literally the best connection right now to like what I would do differently of AMC right now, a real-time example is XRP. AMC and XRP, the similarities are they both have very enthusiastic support bases. They both are great, phenomenal short-term trades, whether bullish or bearish. They are horrible investments. I wouldn't have said that before, or I would have said it in a way that was like way, way nicer, but it's just so much easier now. Just be like, yeah, if you like it, you're just retarded. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but you're going to lose money, and you could yell at me now and that's going to make you feel better, get your little hit of dopamine. But in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now, when you lose all your money, don't come fucking crying back to me because I told you. Like, it takes 5 IQ points to realize that XRP is a fucking scam. It really does. Like, it does not take it takes the most rudimentary understanding of basic arithmetic to realize that XRP is not going to work out. You can say XRP is a shitcoin, but doesn't mean it's a meme coin. Stop me. XRP is a meme coin. What the fuck are you going to arrest me? What do you mean I can't say it? The fuck you mean I can't say it? I can say whatever I want. XRP is a meme coin. XRP is a shitcoin. You are a bona fide retard if you think it's a good investment. I could say whatever the fuck I want. What are you going to do? Call the fucking like German Karen like speech police on me? Like what the fuck are you going to do? I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. That's the beauty of me being on this side of the camera and you being on that side of the camera. Fuck, you can't say that. Oh, no, what's going to happen? Please, please. How will I ever survive? Why are you angry about it? I'm not angry. I don't have it. I have no skin in the fight of XRP. Angry about it. I guess I'm continually surprised about how stupid people are thinking that it's a good thing, which is always just so fascinating. So not angry. I'm just like surprised at people who are like, they're the same species as me. I would say shocked is probably a better word. Dumbfounded. Blindsided. I think those are all better adjectives because it blows my mind that there are things that are the same species as me who are that incredibly dumb. You would think that within a species, like we're all a little bit more like correlated in terms of intellect, but then yet every so often there's people like you. Well, why are you so mad about XRP? I'm like, damn. Like, what the fuck's going on that your IQ is just like half that of the normal population? Matt, did you even do your homework on XRP? I did, and it was equivalent of fucking finger painting because that's what they had to make the XRP homework so the tribe who supports it could understand. Because anything above fucking painting with their fingers or coloring with crayons, like the group could just not like understand. So, yeah. And by the way, I aced the finger painting homework. You def have people around you with low IQ. I know. I'm finding it out right now in real time. Question, Kohrs, I use Apex Copier as always. I've never changed it. It's the Apex. You get it on the Apex investing website, but it's just Apex Copier. What the fuck? Chainlink is probably the most important crypto next to BTC. It's not. It's not. Are we bouncing? Well, by the fact that price is higher, yeah. We bounced right off of 20. I called it out. Guess where the next level is? 59.50. Can you elaborate on why XRP is an investment rather than just saying it's shit? I literally just explained it to you. There's no security. Ripple as a company could change the code at any time. Its use case of currency switches could already be done by stablecoins. Its use case is there's already a better product for its use case, stablecoins. There's already a product with more security. Pretty much every crypto has better security than XRP. The board is a piece of shit. I mean, if you look at the people running Ripple in charge of XRP, they're the same dumb fucks who have been undermining Bitcoin, donating millions of dollars to the Harris campaign. And then as soon as Trump won, they're like, no, we like Trump, and like try to buddy up with him. Like they're just like, I don't know, chastised little puppies running around. I can't name a good thing about it. The use case is not good. There's a better crypto for the use case. Its security is dog shit. The people running the company is dog shit. The code could be changed at any time. The token supply could be diluted at any time. Ripple as a company owns 60% of it. What's good? I don't see in the world of supply and demand, what in the world equilibrium of supply and demand is price. That is what price is. By definition, equilibrium of supply and demand is price. What is going to push the price higher on XRP? No one knows. He knows an awful lot about XRP for not being an investor. Well, yeah, I had to look into it to talk to these fucking dweebs in here so I could inform them articulately why they're retarded. I wouldn't want to just tell someone they're retarded without bringing the receipts. And then that's what's so funny is because you could find that information out in about 5 minutes of research, which means people putting their money into it haven't even put in 5 minutes of research. What do you think about NVIDIA earnings tomorrow? Oh, I think 50-50. I think 50% chance it gaps up, 50% chance it gaps down. About the old 50-50. Why is coin bouncing so much? I don't like that. Chainlink is my set and forget for years now. Well, it shouldn't be. The Discord is in the description. Yep. It's right under the giant thing that says Goonie Trading Discord. Have you gotten a payout from Vanquish? Nope, not yet, unfortunately. I think I'm at this stage where I can now because I have a performance account and I believe I've hit all the metrics. So I think I could theoretically take out the money, but I have not gotten a single payment from Vanquish, unfortunately, yet. But I keep trying. I have burned a lot of accounts. A lot of accounts. Are we going to get smacked here? All right, folks. Well, before we wrap up, I do want to remind you to check out Edgeful. Remember, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. You can get a free trial. You don't have to pay anything, nada, zero, zilch. Check it all out, and that's how you could get the stat breakdowns that I explained to you this morning of how we know there is a 78% chance that we close below 5983.25 the second that this broke. Well, actually, just to convert it over to the SPY levels for you. As soon as we broke 596.49, we knew there was a 78% chance, a 4 in 5 shot that we'd be closing the day out below 597.21. So if you're interested in learning more of those stats, facts, and figures for the market, I think the easiest place to get started is Edgeful. And remember, your first week is free. Start the free trial, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Why don't you like coin? I don't dislike it. Why do you think I don't like coin? Because I have puts on it? Because it's how you make money? I don't know. Generally, when you think something's going to go down, you buy puts, and then it goes down, and then you make money. That has nothing to do with my personal opinion on coin as a business. Did they just win a lawsuit? They didn't win it. The SEC dropped it, but that was days ago. That's old news. That's old news. All right. I'm basically just wondering if we get rejected here. Turn this over. What you could watch, if you're looking for kind of an afternoon trade, watch for this trend line breakdown. Pretty basic. Obviously, prices to the downside. Mag 7 still looks like dog shit. NASDAQ had a nice bounce, but it's starting to turn right now. SPY had a nice bounce, but it's starting to turn right now. If you're still looking for a little bit of a scalp trade, watch for this trend line breakdown. Selling, 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 selling. A little bit of a bear flag. Look for the bear flag to break down. Obviously, your risk would be the most recent high, and your target would be this low, 5,920. Or if you want to be like a little bit more risky with it, you could try to go for the 5,900 and pray that you get the snap. But obviously, with that, I would recommend that you still are trading with the flow of options. You want to be trading with the flow of the big players. Definitely would recommend checking that all out. So shout out to Rumble Premium. Remember that code Kohrs10 will get you $10 off the annual plan. Shout out to Edgeful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can reach out to me on Discord, MMK147, or email me, media@MatthewKohrs.com. You could always join the Discord as well. Remember that first month is free when you're signing up if you use that code Goonie. This is why I haven't joined the Discord. You're having a bad moment here. Need to rethink your tone. Hey, Chris, how about don't join because you're a fucking pussy? How's that for tone? I'm having a bad moment. Chris, here's it for a bad moment. How about fuck you, you're a pussy. You're never going to make it in the market because you have the emotional maturity of a fucking toddler. You have the psychosocial development of a 2-year-old throwing a temper tantrum. He doesn't talk to me the right way. Chris, you know what? I'll make it easy for you. You're not allowed in the Discord, and I'll actually find you an immediate entry to your local fucking safe place. How about that, you fucking pussy? Oh, his tone. Dude, what is going on with this world that everyone is such a giant fucking pussy? Like, such a giant fucking pussy. His tone. Oh, I don't like how he talked to me. I don't give a fuck how I talk to you. And neither does it. Folks, you're simultaneously engaging in a game where people are trying to make you financially destitute. They're attempting to take all the money from you that they possibly can. And you're here complaining about tone. You're such a fucking pussy that you're, I don't like how he spoke to me. And yet you're attempting to engage in one of the most dangerous games of all time where you could literally lose all of your fucking money. If you do not have the emotional stability to handle people's tone, you will never make it in trading because you are like literally too much of a fucking giant bitch to ever survive in this world. Fuck, man. You're just not going to make it. You don't have what is necessary from a personality makeup to ever survive in this game. You have to be a little bit more than a bitch to be able to survive in the game of trading. Like, you really, really do. Jesus, man. Where do these people come from? Are they adults? Are they allowed to drive? Are they allowed to have kids? Like, where the fuck do these people come from? I just don't. It blows my mind. It fucking blows my mind that simultaneously you could have people like that who think they're somehow going to make it in the world of trading. You're not going to. You're not going to. And if you don't like me as a person, join the fucking line, dude. You're so far back on that. If hating Matt were a fucking ride at Disney, you'd be there for an entire goddamn day with a fast pass even. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Oh, man. What pussies. Triggered mode. Yeah, I'm triggered. I'm triggered. I'm so triggered. I'm just going to have to go cry myself to sleep with $60,000. Actually, $61,000. I wouldn't cry if it was 60,000, but the fact that it's 61,000, I'm now going to go cry. I'm going to go cry myself. I'm despondent. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to go lay in a fucking bed of money and figure out my life. My life. Anyway, shout out to Rumble Premium. Shout out to Edgeful. Shout out to all the people in the Discord who aren't giant fucking pussies. Actually, a specialty shout out to the people in the Discord who aren't giant fucking pussies. And yeah, I'm going to go figure out my life now that I'm another $100,000 richer. We're gonna figure that one out. To everyone else, excluding Chris, you bitch, but everyone else, I hope you make a fuckload of money. I hope you crush it. I hope you have the emotional stability greater than a toddler. I hope whatever money you're up to right now, I hope it 3, 4, 5X's by close today. We'll be posting an update video today and then streaming once again tomorrow morning. Respect your risk. Stick to your plan. Don't let your emotions get in the way and just crush it. Oh, and then for those of you who just want to see the key levels one more time, feel free to screenshot this. I was talking right here. I told you about this breakdown trade. Well-defined risk, good entry, first target, second target, third target. Feel free to screenshot this if you just want the key levels. But anywho, that's what I have for you. I appreciate all the good vibes. Love you all. Peace.